there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.
Hello there. Today, I'm going to share with you how to filter a field using the set_query function. In this video, I will show you first how to filter a field whenever a refresh or onload event is triggered. Second, we will filter a field based on the value of another field or simply triggering the onChange event of the field. Lastly, we will normalize our script by putting it inside a function and calling it. Okay. Without further ado, let us now start the demonstration. For this demonstration, I want to use this field, delivery port, to implement the set_query function to filter its value. But before that, let me just show you how I have defined this field. Let us open the menu and click Edit Doc Type. Let me first search the word delivery. Okay. The label for this field is set as delivery port, which is the one showing on the form. The name of this field is set as activity_port. We will be using this field name when we do the client scripting. Now, this field is linked to another doc type called ports. This is our master file of all the country's ports. Let us edit this field. The options box is where you define which doc type that this field will be linked to. And whenever a new record is added, I have set its default value to SAJED. Let me close this first, and I want to discuss first the ports master file. Shown here a list of the ports in Saudi Arabia, and we have this column named function which we will be using later for the filtering. Let me edit this record. Okay. We have this field function which has a value of 1, 3, and 4. Below this field is its definition. 1 means seaports, 2 for railway which is used for passenger train or cargo, 3 for land exit which is for any vehicles, cars or motorcycles, and we have the last one, number 4, which is dedicated for airports. Please take note of these definitions as we will be using them to filter the delivery ports in the form. Let me bring back the bunker job master form. Before we start with the client scripting, I want to show you that currently the delivery port field does not have any filtering yet. As a glimpse on the set_query function, I want to filter the delivery ports to display in its drop-down list only those ports which contain the value number 1 in its function like Jeddah and Dammam, which are seaports. Right now, Riyadh Airport is showing. This should not appear next time once we have added our client script. We will make use of another tab page to open the client script. Let us add a new script and name it as Bunker Job Master Form View. For doc type, we will select Bunker Job Master from the drop-down list and apply to will be set to form. This script will be executed when the refresh or onload event is triggered for the form. Okay. We will use the set_query function to filter the drop-down list for the field name activity_port. This is the name of the field which I showed you earlier in this video. If you remember, activity_port is linked to doc type ports. Therefore, as a test script, let us filter its function field to return only those ports which contains the value 1 for seaports. For the filter syntax, we will mention the doc type ports as this is where the return values will be taken. And the next parameter is the field that we want to filter, which is the field function. We will be using the like operator as we will be searching for its value that contains the number 1, equivalent to seaports, which will be preceded by a % character and ended with another % character. Now, don't forget to tick mark the Enable button, otherwise this client script will never be executed. Let us save this script and go back to our form. Let us reload this page so that the refresh event will be triggered for this form as we have defined in the client script. Let us now try searching for a seaport to check if our filter is functioning well. As you can see, Jeddah and Dammam seaports are both showing except for Riyadh as it is an airport. Also, it says filters applied for function like %1% as we have written in the client script. Okay, now that you have an idea on how to filter a field, let me show you how to filter the delivery port based on another field. As you can see, port type contains a list of options like air, land, railway, and sea. Its equivalent ID is indicated in the description below. Let's say that I select the port type air. As you can see here, value for air is 2, therefore the filter and delivery port should automatically be set to 2. Let us go back to the client script. Please note that the above script will only trigger during refresh or onload event. Let's add a comma at the end of the bracket and call the onChange event for the field port_type. Please note that any variables declared inside the brackets are known as local variables and are only accessible within the brackets. Therefore, before we start scripting the if-else statement, let us first declare a global variable that can be accessible within the onChange event. Okay, let me save this script and go back to the form. I will reload the page to include the changes we made. Let's try changing the port type to air now and search for Jeddah port. As you can see, the filter is now set to 4. Let me do another one and observe the filter value. At this point, we have covered how to use the set_query function and how to call the set_query function inside the onChange event of a field. Before I show you how to normalize our script, let me show you first that we still have a problem with our script. I will reload this page again to restore its original data. As you can see, port_type says railway. We expect that the value of the filter should be 2. But that is not the case. What happens is that the application calls the refresh event whenever we reload the page and not the onChange event. OnChange only happens whenever we change its value. If I check the next record, again, the refresh or onload event is triggered setting the filter as 1. To rectify this issue, we need to create a custom function to normalize the refresh and onChange event by consolidating both scripts into one. Let us go back to our client script. Okay, let me now define a custom function and we name it function func_port type with the parameter f or m. As you can see, this set_query function has a similar functionality to the other set_query inside the onChange event. Therefore, we can just eliminate this script and make use of the onChange event script and put it inside the custom function. To call the custom function, we simply just type the function name followed by the parameter f or m. Now, the f or m is the current form that we need to pass to our custom function as a reference. Same thing we will do inside the onChange event, calling the custom function followed by the f or m reference. What this script will do is that whenever a refresh event is triggered, the custom function func_port type will be called, and the same is true for the onChange event. Whatever is the value of the port type, it will be evaluated by the if-else statement, thus returning the equivalent filter. Let us save the script. Let us now go back to the form and reload the page. As you can see, the current port type value is land, which has an equivalent value of 3. If we try to search any of the ports, it will filter the delivery port based on the current or selected value of port type. I want to add one more in our script that whenever the port type value is changed, it will empty the delivery port. In order to know the event, we need to add one more parameter in our custom function to store the event name. Therefore, let us add the word event in our custom function and add the refresh and onChange event when we call the custom function. Okay, let us save the script and go back to our form and reload the page to test it. And that concludes our demonstration for today. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video.